Some people on Facebook have been giving me different ideas on things they would like to talk about. So I just thought, well, might as well. One of the things that I was asked to talk about was on the call of God. The call of God. So Dr. Miles would love for you to say something about the call of God. Well, so this week's podcast, this week blog, I want to talk about the call of God. By the way, if you haven't signed up for my blog, Kingdom Thinking Today, you are missing the blessing of the Lord. Every Thursday, I bring it to you. Powerful revelation, life-changing. So guess what? Go to francismiles.com and sign up for my blog, or you can click right below this video and sign up for the blog and be part of it. It's all free, but it's life-changing. Life-changing. Now, you know, the call of God is one of the most powerful things that can happen to a human being. That God, in His genius, in His awesomeness, in His loftiness, could even call a human being like you and I. First and foremost, a couple of thoughts about the call of God. You see, it's called the call of God because it has to come from God. You can't call yourself. You can't imagine it. You got to hear it. You can't imagine it. You cannot visualize it. I believe in visualization. I believe in imagination, but you can never imagine the call of God. You must hear it. That's why everybody in the Bible that God ever called, they had a clear evidence of the day God called them and they heard it. So that's the key about the call of God. That's why it's called the call of God, is God calling to a man. Now, what is interesting about the call of God is this. A lot of people mistake the call of God for the commissioning of God. You see, the commissioning of God is when God has processed you. After He has called you, then He sends you out. The problem with why most people are shipwrecking in their faith or not realizing the call of God in terms of its visual, dynamic manifestation in their life is very simple. Check this out. If I called you and I said, let's just say your name was John. I said, John, come here. And then you go to Matthew, or you go into the next room and you begin to preach. Is that not going to be crazy? It's going to be weird, because I called you. I said, John, come to me. And then you go somewhere else. That's what Christians do with the call of God. They hear it and they run. They go and preach. They go and cast out devils. They start studying the Bible. They go to Bible college. Then when the Bible college, the more books they study, the more they lose themselves in it. Then by the time they come out of Bible college, they are so confused they don't know where to start. I have literally seen people who went through a Bible college for 2 and 3 years, came out more confused than they went in. And when they finished the Bible college, they didn't know what to do. And guess what? They went back to college, another college, to do another career. What that tells me is, I believe there was a time there was actually a call of God upon their life, but they did not go to God. See, a call of God is God calling you to Himself. See, that's what the call of God is. God first calls us to Himself. And then when we come to God, then God begins to form and fashion our lives. Because here is the key. Here's the principle. God will never trust a man or woman who his own hands have not formed or fashioned. I'll say it again. God will never trust a man or a woman who his own hands He has not formed or fashioned. See, God has to know, I formed her, I fashioned him, I dealt with him, I dealt with the pride, I dealt with the insecurity, I dealt with the bad attitudes, I dealt with the lack of prayer, I dealt with the lack of giving, I dealt with the lack of ethics. You see, God has to deal with all of those character flaws that can destroy your gifting, because your gifting can take you where your character cannot keep you. So in the call of God, God calls you to himself so that it can deal with those facets that can become a danger to the gift and callings of God, which actually are without repentance. But guess what? Just because the gifts and the callings of God are without repentance does not mean that you cannot crush and land. Now listen, in the text accompanying this video, I say a whole lot. So I hope you don't just listen to the video, but you also read the text that comes with each blog. Again, it's Dr. Francis Miles. I am so excited to share some thoughts about the call of God. Now, come on again. If you are not receiving my blog, go to francismiles.com or click on the link below this video and subscribe and become part of the Kingdom Thinking Today blog. And every Thursday, you're going to get a very powerful video and message from me that you can meditate upon and hopefully enjoy. But I double dare you now to share. Don't keep this kind of blessings to yourself. Share to your network on Facebook, WhatsApp, or Twitter. Let's just get it. Let's just share this even on Instagram. Just share it and let's have a lot of fun with Jesus. This is Dr. Francis Myles saying shalom, shalom. Thank you again for being part of my blog.